Get at the river, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about it. Taking this guy out there today. Looking for copperheads swimming in the water. Look at this on the trail. Bubble, bubble, bubble. That's pretty fresh. Just happened. Probably 100 feet from the back deck. This works very clear there. Don't worry about anything. No current here. I'm gonna paddle out, just cross across the river, and on the other side is Roswell Park Rec. That's their shack over there, and then that's the dirt parking lot. You guys probably know off of Riverside Road. I'm gonna paddle through the parking lot. It's gonna have about 3 feet of water on it. Then I'm gonna get on the jogging trail, paddle up through Don White Park, and then all the way up to Georgia 400 before I have to get back out in the river. In a kayak. Wow. Super strong current. I expected that. So we're going to go across the way here. And I can get out of this current. I'll be able to utilize all the side trails with no current at all. Probably be about 3 feet of water. I'm not going to lie, people. This makes me nervous. There's a reason there's nobody out here. But if you know what you're doing, it shouldn't be dangerous, because honestly, the water spreads out, and as big as it is, the current is only in the middle of the river. If you can stay out of that, you'll be good to go. So all of this is typically grassy, grassy bank, field. That's the Roswell Park Rec, and yes, the water is up to their building. And I live right over there, right across the way. And you can see, water's almost up to my back deck. So where you got to pay attention is where there's currents that you're not used to seeing currents, like right here. Water coming out of this parking lot, super strong. There's usually no water here, period. But once we get past the current, yeah, it's about, from what I can tell, about a foot up on the building there. All right, look at this parking lot. I really hope there's a jogging trail over there, and I hope I can get to that. But this fence is at least 3 to 4 feet usually, and you can see right now the water's up to the tippy top. This is definitely the second largest, pretty much tied for the second largest in the last 15 years. 09 and this one. And there was one in January of this year, which was about, probably 2 feet under this. Still significant. Look how cool the water looks right here from what is usually the parking lot and the bank to just the water, like almost looks higher than we are out there. This used to be the old sand dredging company right here for, I don't know, forever. And he finally retired, and then Roswell Park Rec took it over. Yeah, there's no getting through there. All right, well, let's go experience the river. Get a little workout on. It's about 70 degrees, but it's very humid, obviously. A little breeze. And it's about, look at that, look at the speed on that. And we have wind, but fortunately it looks like I have a tailwind here. That's gonna help me. It's gonna definitely help me. Now the trick in this current, which I've mentioned in many videos, is the closer you can be to the bank, as close as possible, will just be, you're out of the current more and more and more. The main energy of the river is in the center. So you want to be as close to the bank as possible. Get over here. You know, anytime you see a down tree or anything in the water, you want to kind of stay below it. That's called an eddy. Where the water, in some cases, like I'm not paddling right now, so the water actually propels you back up the river on the side sometimes, but it definitely negates the current. I'll tell you what, this is a good time to look for fishing lures because right now the river's about 10.5 feet in this area, 10.5 feet higher than normal. Right here, it's about 10 feet higher. So at Don White here, they've been doing a ton of construction and reorganizing. They've carved out some, what I thought was an overflow for flood drainage system. It's definitely full of water right now. That'll be interesting. I'll just paddle down the middle of that. Because usually it's a trail, but they dug it out, and I guess it's for overflow. All right, I see my entrance. And once I get over here, it'll be wide open, no current. How cool is that? I call it KayHiking, when you take your kayak onto a hiking trail. And cut right through here. All right. Welcome to the other side, people. So, all right. Now we're gonna paddle up to where the volleyball courts are. So right here, they've installed some beautiful stone rocks and platforms. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, I mean, it's pretty obvious, common sense, that this water is pretty nasty right now. So you really don't want to be putting anything in the water. You don't want to get in the water. It's, I'm sure, very high E. coli. I mean, you're getting all the runoff. But, you know, all this gets flushed out in a couple days, or it might be a week. As much water went up north. What is this thing? Interesting. So, also want to keep your eye out for snakes, as they have been flushed out of their holes in their homes. And there's what I'm talking about. That's essentially a sewage pipe. So there's nothing they can really do to stop that. I mean, it's just the water is filled up everywhere and doesn't have anywhere to go. So I choose to look at it as a nice little waterfall product of some kind. So it's interesting. I have never seen a flood here. Well, again, this is the second largest. This is a tie for the two largest that I've been in, but it never gets to the volleyball court. Oh, but it's in the volleyball court. That's full of water. That's just from the rain. We got, in the last like 48 hours, we got something like nearly 10 inches of rain, which is unbelievable. Which also means this water is going to continue to drain from the north. So it's going to be high for a while. And on our little adventure today, I fully expected to go up a foot to 2 feet from this even. Oh, that's cool. I won't have to go very far. Now, you really got to keep your eyes out for these JORO, Y-A-R-O spiders. Oh, I'll get a close-up one right here. And they're everywhere right now. This is their peak season. And they love to be hanging out in all these bushes right here. But this right here is a JORO spider. See him? So I got to navigate and make sure I don't put my face into one of those guys. And they're nasty looking, man. So we're going to make sure we don't try and not get a spider. I don't want a spider on me. Oh, that one. It's a huge spider. And there's another one right there. They like to hang out. Ordinarily, they'd be way above your head, but there's one right there. So I think I'm safe here. Yep. All right. I get it. Let's see how I got lucky there. Outside the cage. It's quite breezy out here. All right, well, it's definitely higher because I've never seen that volleyball court underwater as it is right now. It's completely underwater. So, yep. It is a big one, as expected. Helene came in and did her magic, but what really made this one special is that we had a storm in here Tuesday, Wednesday, which dumped like 3 to 5 inches of rain. That's a huge storm. That's one of the biggest of the year for us. And then you got in addition to a daddy long leg on my neck, then you had Helene come in right behind it, and another 5 to 8 inches. So I mean, that's almost an annual rainfall for this part of the world, Atlanta. I think we get like, I'm not even sure, 20, 30 inches a year, but to get like 12 in a day or two, pretty significant. Oh, what's going on here? Oh boy, huge pine tree right above me. First of all, yeah, look at everything, all the pine cones. That thing better not fall my way. Stay up there. Wow, that was a big gust. I thought it was a beaver. It's possible the beaver like it when it's flooding like this because they get up here and get all that fresh green lettuce they usually don't have access to, so they're having a blast. But that was some big old pine cones falling down there. Big pine tree. Frankly, I'm a little surprised we haven't really passed any big trees down. Boy, those are some big pine cones falling down. So far, no trees down. Yeah, we had 80, 90 mile an hour winds. I think that was the peak. Yeah, I knew we were going to run into some people. I'm sure we'll run into Roswell Park and Rec or City of Roswell employees. They're always a little curious as to why I'm out here. I mean, isn't everybody doing this? I don't understand. So that's Georgia 400. Probably can't hear me right now with how loud it is. We're going KayHiking in a kayak. KayHiking. It's up there. So a lot of you may not recognize this. This is the walkway under the Georgia 400, and it's completely underwater. You can't even see it. Yeah, this is a walkway where people fish. Parking lot is 100% underwater. Next time you're down here, this is the fishing platform right here, and make sure to look at this beam right here where the bat house sign is, and you'll know where the water line was. But I want to show you the plaque for the highest recorded 2009 was right here. That's the plaque that recorded it. So look at that, we're only a foot below the highest recorded in '09. Wow. And this is rising. So when we come back down the river, which hopefully we will be coming down the river again, we're gonna check that and see if this is going up anymore. I'll be very curious to see. Now, ordinarily I'd cut these loose, but I don't like messing with the current today. But see all the fishing line? Well, you know what? I'm gonna do that anyway. Because I'm the guy. Look at that tree out there. I'm the one who would run into this thing, you know? So I always cut these things down. If you can reach it, for people in kayaks and so forth, do everybody a favor and cut it down. Look at that tree. What I said about the river, look how there's no current along the bank, or, you know, not much. So we're just gonna look for any trails we can find. We're definitely gonna have to paddle on this, but it's a lot easier on the side. These leaves off there. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see if I know we can access the trail up the river a little bit. What about in here? Nah, I tell you, it's the yarrows that are really disturbing. That and some really nasty caterpillars, like that one. There's one in particular that's my arch enemy. He's white. He's that big, but he's white with two black antennas and two black tails like this. He's gotten me twice. And I'll pop a picture up of him right here. This SOB, he gets on your boat, he's floating around, whatever, he gets on the boat. Like, look at this spider right here. Come on, jeez. There's a lot of stuff in the water right now. So you gotta keep your head on the swivel, because they like to, man, they like to get on your boat. There's another one right there. Jeez. So back to the caterpillar really quick. A couple years ago, he got on my back and was on my neck, and I didn't look when I felt something on my neck, and I slapped it and it went down my shirt, and I pulled it out at the bottom, and it basically ejects like a porcupine all of these very fine hairs in your skin when it's in contact. And I'm telling you right now, man, I had a reaction to that like 10 times if I'd gotten stung by a wasp and all over my body. It lasted about 2 weeks. I mean, it was just red. Oh, it's horrible, itchy. And then, so I'm highly aware of that situation. Make sure they don't get on your boat. God, every time I turn around, there's something on the boat. Be aware. And about 4 days ago, I looked down. It was last Saturday, and I looked down, and there's one on my shirt, on my left, just over my left nipple, basically, on my shirt. Now, he's on the shirt. I'm like, holy crap. So I flick him off really fast. Well, it turns out he's already done his business. He'd already touched both of my forearms, and I had reactions up and down both of my forearms. Fortunately, it only lasted a few days, so he didn't get me major like when I had him in my shirt. But my goodness. So the white caterpillar, sort of the size of that black one. But man, I guess there's so much crud in these. Everything was washed out of the leaves and trees. Just don't mess around with any of those caterpillars. Gotta work now a little bit. Yeah, when you get out in the current, man, this is definitely a workout right here. No doubt about it. So on the left here is all the islands that are, all the trails that are north of Georgia 400 and, you know, below the Martin's Landing Tennis Club and Pool. They're all going to be underwater. We're going to go up in there, and I'll tell you what, that's a blast. Oh, I hope I can get through this right here. Oh, that's pretty... You know what? That's super sketchy. I don't want to get caught in there and get crossway. That's not worth it. Don't risk the biscuit. Not risking the biscuit. I'll do a little workout. I mean, I could probably get through that, but I'm a little nervous on the cross flow there. And 11-foot kayak, I didn't want to get sideways in that. So we're gonna have to go into the teeth of this monster. That's a very strong current. So typically when it's doing this, it's about a 6-mile-an-hour current. So I'm going against that. I got a little bit of headwind too. All right, that was a smart move. Out for some snaky currents. You don't know what's under here. It's hitting banks or logs or whatever. Just want to stay very balanced in your kayak. Sit up straight so that you can take any kind of energy burst that you're not expecting. This is a workout, people. I'm not lying. Woo! Upper body's burning right now. Oh my goodness. All right, look, autumn. Cool. Just around the corner. Now. So, man, it's so high, I didn't even know where we were. Right, the bench in front of us here. Oh, you guys, you're in for a treat, because the last flood, it wasn't even high enough to do this. But today, there's the bench that you know, you hang. This is a popular sink spot right down from Martin's Landing. Holy cow! Look at that. All right, made it up to the Martin's Landing, and just taking a little break on the bench here. Nice scenic bench. Yeah, people, look how high this is. Wow. Well, we're all in luck today because we're heading down the jogging trails. All right. Oh, the sun's coming out. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon. And we've just got tons of space to play around in. So let's go back here. You're in for a treat. Now, I've hiked this many times, so I know where all the trails are. This is beautiful. Just gotta watch for those JOROs. They're everywhere. Man. What are you supposed to do? There's so many of these things. Definitely don't want to get one of those guys on me. Oh, all right. Now, we're in the Martin's Landing area, and we're on trails right now. Usually the creek that goes out to Chattahoochee is right here, and you can see the bridge that goes over it. Water's above it, or above at least the walking part of it. Look at that. Yeah. I can safely say that this is the highest flood I've been in so far, and I think it's still rising, because that's the walking bridge right there. Look at the walking bridge right here, Martin's Landing, and it's underwater. Or at least the walking part is, and everything's underwater. So we're gonna go down these jogging trails. Look at that, that's crazy. Yeah, highest since 2009. All right. So I've only been able to do this one other time, and that was like in 2016. That's the flood that I'm comparing this one to. I'll know if this is higher than that one just by getting down this trail a little ways. See how far we can go. But this is a highlight right here, folks. 10 years, it's only the second time I've been able to get back here. Just cruising down the trail. Let's see how deep it is. Okay. Oh my God. So that's how deep it is. It's a solid, I'd say 3.5 feet at least. Now, as you head back this way, you're heading towards Riverside, and obviously, but at 3.5 feet of water right here on the jogging trail. That's crazy. 3.5 feet of water on the Martin's Landing jog or hiking trails. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, you know there are snakes in here. I mean, 100%. So this is where you'd be looking for copperheads swimming in the water because they don't have anywhere to go. For sure. Out in the middle of the river, not so much, but out here, for sure. So we got that going for us. Now this is interesting right up here because these trails are dirt and gravel essentially, but we got two bubbling items right here. So I mean, who knows, maybe they got drains on the trails. I guess so. I haven't seen those before, but there's two right there. This is weird. They're all over actually. Look at all these bubbling things. There's bubbling, I don't know what those are, but they're everywhere. They're near the trees. Crazy. Look at this on the trail. Bubble, bubble, bubble. If anybody knows what that is, oxygen coming out of the earth, I mean, forget the drain idea. That's not what this is. Oh, shit. Ugh. That scared the hell out of me. We're gonna lose the phone. That's not very smart. All right. But the bubbles. Look at that, everywhere. That's unusual. I don't know what that is. I think I missed a left turn back there. This trail goes over to the tennis court. Bubble, 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 bubbles. Look at all the bubbles. Anybody know what that is? Please tell me. I have no idea. They're everywhere. Very odd. Look at this. And I mean, it's not like those are little bubbles. Look at the base of this tree over here. The base of the tree. Look at that. What is that? Look at that. What the heck is that? All right, here's my left turn I was thinking about. But what is that? Is the tree like losing oxygen or what's going on here? What in the world? Okay, I don't know. Very strange. Kayaking's pretty cool, isn't it? Heck yeah, it is. And how cool is this? So beautiful. We're the only ones that's like our own little water park back here. Oh my goodness. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Look at this. We made it to Riverside Road. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. Unbelievable. This is awesome. Okay, it's still about 3 feet deep here. Oh my goodness. Holy crap, I can guarantee that. Of course, the red truck honked at me. Red, we stick together. All right, now we're gonna cruise back this trail, and then we're gonna take a left back on the original and head over to the to the swim tennis club. And this is kind of fun now because the current is kind of going down a little bit here. Got a little current at our back. Oh man, that's a side current right there. Yeah, you know, that current tells me the water's still coming in here because it's coming in upriver, and as you can see, it's flowing to our right. If this was draining, which it's not, it's definitely coming up still because the water's entering up there and it's coming down and it's flowing to the right. So it thinks it's a river now and it's flowing left to right. If it were draining, it would be draining out that way towards the river. It'd be heading because this ground declines here. So it's definitely, see how the water's all moving left to right? Yep. Wow, you're gonna be in for a treat when we get up to this tennis club too, because when I say completely flooded, it's pretty much in a basin the way they built the thing. They built the clubhouse on stilts, but the kids area and all that, I mean, it'd probably be about 8 to 10 feet of water over there. And it'll be all around the house, I mean the clubhouse, and we'll be able to paddle all around the house, no problem. This is epic. Look at the puddles. Look at the base of this tree straight in front of us. That's wild. I mean, what is going on right there? It's super bizarre. I mean, you just go outside wherever you live, you're going to see them if you're in Georgia. They're everywhere. They're just everywhere. And they build like 4D and 5D, very high-tech web systems. I mean, incredible. 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, sometimes 5-dimensional. It's the craziest I've ever seen. And if you look at some of their support webbing, it's Spider-Man material, I'm telling you. It's Spider-Man level. I mean, you could play a guitar with it. Ding, ding, it's that firm. It's absolutely, just check it out. Do it. All right, back to the trail. Ah, it's so much fun. Yeah, when you see leaves and stuff that are just hanging randomly in front of you, that's the first indicator that you have a web system in front of you. And then you gotta find the dude. You gotta watch that support line. I always have that going off to the left or right. All right. Wow. Next time you guys are here, just make sure to check out this bench and that bridge, which is usually the creek that goes right under it and over there and around. If we can get over the bridge, that would, no way. What do you think? Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, it's about 6 to 8 inches of water on the bridge. By the way, the name of this creek is Arthur's Creek. I just saw a sign on the bridge here. Arthur's Creek. Check it out. A little hard to paddle in there, a little narrow. All right, that was pretty cool. We'll go back out in the main water there. Whoa, look at those guys. Look at all the caterpillars on this tree right here. You see that? Man, look at these dudes. They're creepy. Everything's being pushed up. Anything that was in the dirt is in the trees now. Or on my kayak. One of the two. Wow. That's where all the snakes are too. They're all up in the trees. That one. There we go. All right. Release me. All right, there we go. All right, we're back in the creek. Yeah, so usually I'm sitting here in the creek and it's basically probably a 6 to 8 foot bank on the side right here. 6 to 8, so with it above, yeah, this is easy. I want to say, see, I'll tell you one thing. You look at the gauge, there's a gauge above, it says above Roswell, Chattahoochee River gauge, and that's the gauge that's right above the Island Ford boat launch. So that's the closest one to here. When you see the footage, and right now it's about 11 feet and change on that gauge. Well, 11 feet there, you can multiply it times 2 here because it's much more narrow. So we're looking at about 22 feet in depth in the river, but then the water spills out, and that's what creates all of this. So that's why there's so much overspill here, because it's so narrow out here. And up at Island Ford, it's like 1.5 more water because in that area. So, God, this is crazy. Like, I can't even see where the creek is right now. Okay, that's right there. Oh, I see. There's some trees blocking it. Or we can find another way out. Let's do that. Yeah, it's right over there, but up in the down trees. And yeah, we got some space over here. That's great. I heard a tree cracking. All right, we came in this way, so we'll go out this way. Look at that spider right there. Yeah. Jesus. Spiders, snakes, caterpillars, centipedes. One time I was out here in a flood and it started getting dark, and I had my headlamp on, and I looked up in the tree and there were like 20 pairs of eyes staring at me, and I was like, what the hell is that? Like, look up in the tree and you see like 28 eyeballs looking at you because of the glare into the headlamp. And as it turns out, what do you think it was? Come on, take a guess. It was 20 raccoons. That's right. You forget the raccoons and all the other small critters out here, they got to go somewhere, and they're all, and I guarantee you that's the case right now. There's going to be certain trees that have all the raccoons in it. Without a doubt. All the animals are up there. All right, back out into the wild river. So that's where we went in originally, right there. That's the bench, the scenic bench. All right. The JORO check. All right, we're good. We went into that forest and came out with stowaways. And then you get the water to clean it off and you're just throwing spiders back up on your boat because they're all in the water. Yep. Playground. So Martin's Landing, little gazebo, tennis courts back there. I'm telling you, beavers love these floods. They get up here, they eat all this fresh lettuce they don't usually have access to. Yeah, pool is completely underwater. So this is history for me. The highest water mark in 10 years for me doing this. And as you can see here, for anybody who's familiar with this, it's also the first time you cannot see any of the kids' play equipment, because all of that area right here is the play area, which includes, oh, they might have moved some of them over there. So usually I come in here, yeah, there's something there. But the pool, check it out, completely underwater. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, first time I've seen that. Apparently the big one in 09, I think, the original clubhouse was flooded, so they rebuilt it and they built it up on stilts. You can see it's all hollow underneath there. But look at that. Wow. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. So there's the pool. Let's go around the front. Let's see if anybody's home. That's wild. I don't even think they have it covered yet. I mean, they just closed it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, no, so there's those exact units. There's also like 3 of them right here, unless they have moved them officially. I haven't noticed, but this is very deep here. This is like a bowl right here. And so the last flood that was comparable to this one, there was a dumpster over here in the back corner, and when the water was almost this high, not this high, but almost, it carried the dumpster out and it was up against the tree trying to get in the river over there. But today, like, this is the front yard for the clubhouse. Driveway. That's cray. And this is Seven Branch Creek. This is the creek, and then there's a lake. You can see this from Riverside. Little townhome community over here. And this creek will lead into the lake, and then the lake is the depository area for the creek that comes out of Martin's Landing Lake, right over there. Let's see if I can sneak through here somewhere. But it looks like, yeah. Anyway, the dumpster was right here, and it took the dumpster and floated it away. So I don't know where the dumpster. Maybe they have it bolted down. Oh man, you know what? This is where people keep their kayaks and everything back in here, but they never have them tied up. They're usually just sitting on the ground up here. And I bet you anything, there's a couple of them I know of that are just sitting up. They just sit, because they never expect the water to get up here. They're just sitting on the bank. Be surprised if they're there, or if they're there now, when the water starts to leave. Look at all this mess. That's gross. When the water starts draining, that's when it's going to pull all those kayaks into the river. Yeah, I don't see one of them for sure that's been there. It's the green one. That's gone. You know what? There's a lot of them gone. Unless people came down and got them. Interesting, because there's usually, yeah, there's 2 levels that are underwater there that are gone. And if the kayaks were not in, if they weren't tied down, like that one right there is bolted, but there's 2 levels below that that are underwater here. So the only thing I can think of is, yeah, they got pulled out and they floated away. But you would think that if that happened, they'd probably be in here somewhere, not out in the river. But I don't know. Or maybe they're tied down underwater. That'd be good. All right. There's a beaver right over there. Right where we're going, actually. Wow, that's crazy. Right here is the entrance to Seven Branch Creek. Again, usually 8-10 foot dirt banks. There's a heron walking around right over there in the woods. That must be Charlize. Hey, Charlize. She's a beauty. Charlize Heron. That's right. Private lake, no trespassing. Well, considering this is a natural disaster, I'm just going to go over here and turn around so I can show my viewers on my highly popular YouTube page that this is a pretty cool lake over here. All right. So, yeah, this right here, usually when it's low, there's a levee here and you can't get through it. But today, obviously you can. And if you can, directly over there, straight across, is a creek that goes under Riverside. It's too high now. It probably is up to Riverside. You can see Riverside Road is only a couple feet above the water. But you get through there, and then you get back to where the levee for the lake is, Martin's Landing Lake. But nice little community here. Shout out to one of my favorite fans, Martha. She lives over here. All right. Martha, don't get me in trouble because I passed the no trespassing sign. That was just, you know, I had to turn around, that's all. Okay, and wow, that's a mess over there. That is a mess. Pool, volleyball court, everything's underwater. Ugh. All right. So for anybody who wants to know what the level is here, there's your no trespassing sign, and it's just up to the word trespassing as a marker to know looking forward. It's going to be significant. That'll be a good way to measure how high this is right here. Wow, look at that. I didn't even see that get through. That's where the kayaks were. All right. Well, now we're going to go out. Now we're getting pretty close to our destination, which again is Island Ford. Is that good? All right. All right, so now what we're gonna do is that we got about less than half a mile. And right when we come out of here, there's the first of two big islands. We're gonna go past the first island, and then we're gonna chill above that. That's the main area where rocks usually are and everything. What the heck was that? It's kind of creepy when all of a sudden the water's up like 15 feet and you're looking, you're on above the bank, and everything looks totally different. I wonder if this is a fishing line. This could be a fishing line, or it could be a JORO web, because they're almost equally. I think that's a JORO web. Yeah, that's how strong they are and sticky. Look at that. It's crazy. And they're yellow. That's the other weird part. When you see the support line I was talking about, so they're yellow. Almost looks like a thick piece of 10-pound fishing line. All right. All right, here we go. Almost there. So what I was trying to say earlier, there's an island here, and we have a choice. We can go up the left side, which is ordinarily when the water's high, it's fun to go to the left side. You get out of the main current. But just because it's so big, you know, as we get closer to the second island up there, also, if you're in the middle of the river, suddenly the eddy starts taking effect that's below the island, and it's breaking up current. So if you make it up there, all of a sudden the middle of that river up there is less current than left or right, significantly. And then as you get closer, it'll start pulling you towards the island. But right now I'm gonna hug the bank. Wow, there's a dock. Yeah, the dock's here. It's in the trees. That's wild. Things in your shoes. All right. This is my friend Martha's dock, actually. Hey Martha, your dock's in the tree. A nice headwind. Literally, your dock is in the tree. That's wild. Did it break off? No, it's... Can't tell, because that's the entry, so it rose up, but it's just... Hey Martha, your dock is in the tree. Let's see how far we can. If we can cruise along here, I might go this way, because getting out there is going to be headwind and current, which is a double negative. Wow, look at the water up there. It's a lake. The water is fed in there. Check that out. Oh yeah, we can go this way for a ways. Oh, this is crazy. I definitely think it's still, I know it's still rising. You can tell by the way it's feeding out here. It's not draining, it's feeding. It's feeding in, it's not draining out. I wonder how that's just rainfall that filled that up. The river didn't fill that up over there. That's just a grass basin that the rain, or maybe the lake overflowed into that. That's possible. You got the lake, convenient Roswell location off Riverside. You got obviously beautiful river, pretty awesome. And you're out of flood danger, you know. Whereas where I live, I am literally 2 feet off the river right now. Hopefully, I'm still only about 2 feet off the river. It's very close. If this river went up another like 3 feet or 2 feet even from now, I think it would probably be at my back door. This is cool. I mean, usually we're up on the bank here. We're not even in the creek. The creek's over there. You can see the dock? So that's the creek. We're over here in the bank, which helps my weary arms. And I got an ice cold beer waiting on me, people. But I am dedicated to you. So I have to finish part 1 of this adventure before I can have a reward. And my goodness, doesn't it taste good? When you crack open that cold beer after a couple of hours working out like this, delicious. All right, here we go. That's all the motivation I needed. Let's get there. So this creek doesn't have a name because it's technically it is the Chattahoochee River. It's just the Chattahoochee gets split by this island right over there, and you just have this smaller version of the river. Which, if you have a chance, if the water's up even a couple of feet, you know, like when they do their daily releases from Lake Lanier, you know, it goes up a couple feet, you can get through here. But if it's low, normal low, this is where trees go to die. There are hundreds of downed trees in here. You basically can't get through when the water's low. It's just a boneyard. But 2 feet of water, you can definitely get through. 18 feet of water. So that's all bank, usually river bank. And that's all. This is way up, way up. Right up here. Wow. I knew it. Because the way the land is, it kind of dips in the middle of the island. And I've never seen it high enough to make it through. But it looks like it's done it in the past. Wow, it creates its own little creek. So technically today, we have 3 islands. 1, 2, and then the big one above us. 3. Look at that. I'm not going to cut through there, but oh yeah, look at that. It goes all the way. Cuts right through to where all the kids, the beach, we call it the kids' beach right over here. It's mile marker 319.5, which no longer exists because the sign got broken during COVID, but that's where you are in the river. 319.5, which is 1 mile exactly above the 400 bridge to right here. was really curious to see if maybe I'd see 1 or 2 or 3 people out here. I mean, years past, really before COVID, definitely not. I was the only one out here from September to March. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 the whole 5-month period. But since COVID, everybody got kayaks and got out here and got a little bit more bold. And in the winter, I see quite a few people out here nowadays. I was wondering about the flood. It tends to spook people. And as you've seen today, you can do it. It's a lot of work. I mean, you know, if I was somebody who just didn't want to do the work, you could put in at Island Ford, and man, you'd have a very fast float down the river, but you could go all the way to Azalea probably in like an hour. So, I don't know, we might see some people coming down. I doubt seriously anybody's paddling up. Nobody's that stupid. All right. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're on this is a beach right here, technically. Oh, almost there, people, almost there. Yeah, so this is a cut through that's always here, right here. So you can, this is a really nice little creek. Right here is a creek, and that's always here. And this is the other island, small one, and this is a little trail, but I could probably kayak right through it. That's totally underwater. We call that Joe's Island. My buddy Sidekick Joe's in all my movies and videos. This is his island, Joe's Island. It's his favorite hammock spot. It's his office. And I know he's not out here today, but shout out to my buddy Sidekick Joe. You can check out his channel. Oh. Almost there, almost there. Yeah, Joe's Island is completely underwater. Whoa, did you hear that? Okay, I hope you heard that. Big ass tree, I heard it right, we just missed, we're right around the corner. I heard a big ass tree fall down over there. I think it was on the riverbank on the other side of Island Ford. Yeah, I mean, it was a big one. I heard it. Where is it? Where is it? Or maybe it fell in the woods. So here we are at Island Ford. This is usually all rocks, right? And that's Joe's hammock spot right there. This is Craig area though that, you know, it's always mind blowing when I get up here, but this is all the big rocks. Now here's the wild part, and you might have seen this in my other flooding movie. It's like, look right here, you get in the middle, under this island, and there's no current. In fact, it starts to pull you in. Right here, people. What do you think? Huh? Well, unfortunately, when you have floods like this, you have incidents like that. That's the first casualty I've seen. Poor guy. Actually, it looks like a doe. That's unfortunate. And that's pretty fresh. Just happened probably last night or today. Godspeed, young one. Yep, that's the only carcass I've seen out here all day today. That's too bad. And it was only about a half a foot, from what I can tell, under what 09 was. And it probably got pretty much equal. There's a marker down at 400 we can check that we saw in the Part 1 movie. But now, I've been relaxing up here below the island in this huge, I should say, eddy. Below the island. It's been peaceful and just relaxing. This cloud's been blowing over. It's beautiful out. Wind gusts are dying down, but they're still out here. So I apologize for the wind noise. I've adjusted to an external speaker that hopefully helps on the wind. And I've moved the camera to the kayak cam position in front of the boat. And I think it's going to be beautiful what we're going to do. We're going to start off by going right over there. We're going to check out the Island Ford trails and see if we can get in there and mess around a little bit. And part 2 is all about the float down the river, which is about, again, 2 miles, just like coming up, but down the river in a flood is different because we're not struggling, we're not paddling, busting my arms out. But now it's just more exploration. Enjoy. Right over here, Island Ford Trails. Breeze. It's crazy. Gotta figure out a way in there. Alright. And you gotta navigate the JORO spiders, which are everywhere. No, get through there. Let's see. Let's go up here. Just under a JORO right there. All right, we're in the trails. And this is, we just went over all the really big rocks everybody hangs out at Island Shoals. If you were to go straight here about a half a mile, you'd be at the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area Office, NRA headquarters. Parking lots are all up there, so if you've been out here on these trails, you've walked down this way to get to the big rocks to hang out over the shoals. It's just gorgeous. Yep, there's about 3 feet of water here on this trail right now. I can't get the movie Notebook out of my head every time I come in here and get into trails. The Notebook. We need some doves or something, or whatever, the white ducks, I guess. There's spiders everywhere. Like right here. It's so high I can't even really tell where the trail is, which is really weird. Oh man, I think I know where the tree, we heard the tree earlier, in part 1, there was a big tree that crashed. Yeah, because here's the trail. Yeah, that's the tree. We found the tree. Because that's the trail, and the tree is on the trail, and it's just right here. Yep, because I usually cruise right up here. That's the tree that fell. Wow, check it out. Big boy. Oh well, that blocks the trail effectively too. Wow. Let's hope none of these other ones decide to go. Let's hope. We couldn't go too much further on this section anyway. The better section is on the lower side, past the little climbing rock everybody messes around on. So we're gonna head down there. Nobody out here, not a soul. All day. Just imagine, this is all rocks, hundreds of big rocks. Now, right up here is a tree that's blocking our entrance. This is where the climbing rock is. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah. There's no getting over that. Got one more chance. All these down trees. So the water level is leveled off now. It's about 10.5 feet on the gauge was the high mark. In this area, that'd be about 15 feet above normal. As we go a little bit further down the river, it'd be more like 20 feet. Just because it's a little bit more narrow. Where the gauge is, it's very wide, so when you see a 10-foot wide, you see a 10-foot reading, well, that's up there where it's super wide. But when it comes down here, it gets narrow and it gets deeper. So I'm really surprised I haven't seen a lot of any down trees except for that one back there in the trails. That's good. I mean, it just shows you that the trees along the river, man, they're dealing with weather all year long. They're very strong. You've got birch, my favorite, with the white bark. You've got tons of river oaks, and they are just super strong. The ones that fall down the most are the tall pines, and they're buried back into the woods. And they're super strong, and they can deal with anything. I have a 150-year-old river oak over in my place, and it shades me. It's absolutely huge. These big ones you see left and right, really big mushroom out. Those are river oaks, and they're 100 to 150 years old for a reason. They're super strong. They're Arnold Schwarzenegger trees. That's a new tree right there. So this tree right here came down last night, right there. That's a brand new tree. So one tree that I've noticed so far that's new. That's the Highway Georgia 400. Takes you from Atlanta north up to through like Johns Creek up to Dahlonega. And the park on the right we came through in part one. Usually there's a walkway, there's 10 feet off the water, there's a fishing platform, all of that's underwater. So when we came by here on the way up the river, the water was about a foot higher than it is right now. It was right up to where that little, it's a bat house sign is. And right here, that marker on the beam, there's a marker on the beam, that's the all-time high right there. Right there. So, when we came up, the water was right here, that's the all-time high right there. So it looks like we were about 6 to 8 inches below what the all-time high flood hit in the Chattahoochee River is. Pretty historic. I'm glad you guys were with me. I'm excited. I mean, that's pretty awesome. We're all officially the all-time second highest river flood on Chattahoochee, and we're on it in a kayak. How about that, huh? Right in front of us, I'm going to show you some images of what this usually looks like. You won't even believe it. Like what you're looking at right now and what is usually right here will blow your mind. As if you know this, then you know it. But if you're from out of town or something and don't know that, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. This is a tobacco-free park. Now, does it count as a park if I'm on the water? Technically, I'm on the river. And alcoholic beverages are prohibited. So we got a real problem here because I got a cigar and a beer that you're going to try and figure out what it is in my hand. So, oh well, I think I'm technically on the river where there are no rules. It's the perfect environment for me. Look at that, this is the parking lot. We're in the parking lot. The parking lot is from the columns on the left all the way to the columns on the right, usually. I could probably fish in here. Alright, welcome to the Roswell River Walk. It's a little bit of a different twist doing it this way, wouldn't you say? I think so. Nantahala Outdoor Center. Came by that before, and this is uncharted water I'm in now. I've never been up here. That's a volleyball court right in front of us where the benches are. That's underwater significantly. But good friends of the NOC, check them out. You can get rafts and tubes and kayaks, and they got locations all over the place, all over the southeast. And they have 3 that I know of on the Chattahoochee. They have another location down at the Johnson's Ferry area, and of course the Powers Island location. Make sure to check out my playlist for the Chattahoochee River, lower 48 miles. I've documented multiple videos from the Buford Dam all the way down to Pace's Mill. And if you want to know what to do on the Chattahoochee River, for sure, go to that playlist, because more information than you could possibly want there. Some good videos. Also videos on the Chestatee River, the Etowah River. Chestatee is in Dahlonega, Georgia. Beautiful Dahlonega. That's one of the best. I recommend it highly. It's a 6-mile trek, and it's all kayakers primarily. The tubers do the first half mile or so. And it's just, and the Chestatee Adventure Outfitter is the place to go. You can put in right there, check them out. And Etowah River is more of a rural thing, but we've done many videos on the Etowah. It's beautiful. It's less traveled, of course, but we've done about 30 miles of that above Lake Allatoona and below Allatoona is a great experience. Down in U Harley, and the Toccoa River in Blue Ridge. Lovely Blue Ridge, lovely Toccoa. It's like floating down an aquarium. Some of the best trout fishing in the country is right there. So check that out too. Wow. Man, the dock is kind of messed up. Just noticed that. Well, bound to happen. I can't tell if the entrance to the dock's messed up or if it's just so high, it's just all out of sorts there. Doesn't matter. I'm out here in the winter. I've been out in snow. You just gotta layer up, be prepared, be smart, navigate the river, and I show you how to do that in all my videos. Most importantly, I love inspiring people to want to go kayaking. There's the Roswell Park Rec, and it definitely took on about a foot of water there. It's dropped enough. I don't think it flooded. It's hard to tell. Wow, you know, we're gonna go straight ahead. I think this is St. Andrew's Church, and oh man, it looks like we can get right through there. So The whole back of the church is nothing but a parking lot, and then they have a lake back here, and this is where a lot of the crew clubs operate out of. But man, look at this. Basically, it looks like a lake up there, but that's a parking lot that their lake flooded over. It's crazy. Oh yeah, we get right through this. Well, one benefit to Roswell clearing everything out for us is that they've created these little channels, which I couldn't get through before. Look at that. Awesome. Welcome to the St. Andrews parking lot. Wow. This is seriously flooded. You can see over here the multi-thousands of dollars of boats. Several clubs, local high schools, colleges operate out of here. We'll go check that out real quick. Wow, look at that. Some of the boats are underwater. Wow, that's crazy. Completely underwater. These guys are out practicing in the river right in front of us every day. Not today. I mean, there's probably 100 boats here, easy. Oh wow, one got loose over there. Look at this. There's two boats that got loose. They're not going anywhere. There's nowhere to get out, but wow. Look at that. Well, hopefully some of you guys will see this. Everything looks to be in order, but a little bit of chaos. This house took a hit for sure. That's their headquarters. You hate to see porta potties tipped over, that's for sure. And here's the St. Andrew Rowing Club. Man, it got into their place for sure. The water another 6-8 inches. That's in their doors there. Hopefully not too much damage. So if you want to join the St. Andrew Rowing Club, there's the information. I'll tell you what, these people are hard-working people, and it looks like a lot of fun. So shout out to these guys. Give them a call. statues, and it's just an area. But when it's flooded like this, it looks really sort of New Orleans-y like, doesn't it? It's so wild back here.
I always say the river is my church. No doubt about it. Wow, look at this beautiful sight right here. Canyon in the bottom in this tree. Just pristine, gorgeous shot. Beautiful tree. Strong current right here. All of this is beginning to drain out to the river. But it's still holding pretty tight. It's only about, it's less than a foot below where it was peaking at. It's sustaining this level pretty well. A lot of water coming down from the north. So I think we're going to have these high waters for a while. avoid that current. I live just across the way, but might as well take advantage of this. Usually just a grassy little field over here. Hardly any current right here. That's a huge fire pit right there on the left, totally underwater. Look at the sun hitting the treetops over there. It's beautiful. There's my dock right across the way. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Tell you what, some of the best days with weather are in the aftermath of a hurricane. It clears everything away, and then things get extremely beautiful. About 100 feet from my back deck. So we're gonna go there. So beautiful. Look at that. It's like made for me. Perfect entrance. This is where we started the whole adventure. Hope you guys really enjoyed that today. And if you did, take a minute and hit that subscribe button, like the video, share it with your friends so I can make more of these, because I love doing this. And I really appreciate you all watching.
Let's do it. The adventure begins. The river's flooding. This will be the second largest flood we've had in the last, well, since 2009. Let's do this. Red kayak guy. Oh yeah. It's nuts. Hey buddy. Oh, there he is. Hey. You know, she wants to be on a YouTube channel. All right. Fan gallery, please stay back, it's dangerous. So we're launching off what usually is a trail right here, a walking trail. All right. Woo. All right, thanks. Okay, thank you. All right, it's an adventure. 6 hours. I mean, I usually cannot pull myself home until it's dark, but well, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, this is going to go up. So first thing, got to get across this thing. 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. Woo! You know it. Let's do it.
Hey, we made it. We made it. We did. Now you're on the video. You're on the video. Say hello. You're on. No, you're on it right now. I'm filming. This is the end of the video. Heck of an adventure. You were there at the beginning and the end.
You know it.
Announcer Brian Mims. Many people hope to enjoy the park today because the sun came out, but they were closed.
They're all closed because of all this. The water is brown and fast and high. The breeze floats by. Despite their closures, people still come out to test the waters. And so
we should get on the news.
Who paddles onto a playground.
Yeah, we're gonna get on the news.
That was just some fun over there. I could do some pull-ups out of my kayak. The real work is out in the middle of the river, without a doubt.
You might think Brian Baker is foolhardy to kayak on water that's so brown and fast and high, but he'll tell you he's very experienced and that he's mostly gliding along the fringes where park trails lie beneath still water.
What I do is I come over here and I go all the way up these trails to 400. I'm not even in the river. I'm all the way up the trails.
He didn't expect this week's rain to cause this much flooding.
Only one out there, you know, and it's a passion of mine. It's great exercise. I know what I'm doing.
And the water is slowly in retreat.